everybody, it's Cassie Oberg with our Wednesday YouTube and Facebook broadcast. So today we are going to do something that's a little bit outside of my wheelhouse, but some of my favorite peeps asked me to do it, so here we are. And it's perfect timing because I'm going to talk to you a little bit about little hacks whenever there's tools you can use. So we are going to finish up this page, and in doing so, I'm going to teach you my favorite tips and tricks with the recipe templates. And they're just some very simple things. As you know, I am a simple fast fab girl, and a recipe page takes me at least an hour if I'm already set up for it, which I'm going to teach you the setup things. And it takes about 30 minutes prep before I do it the first time to make it. So I'm going to just show you what those little hacks are and how I make it happen. And hopefully these will help you too, and you will enjoy them too. So here we go. We're going to come over here, and with any recipe template that you use, you're going to start off by making yourself a guide. And I'm going to show you what my guide looks like, and then I'm going to show you how I made it and why I use the things that I use. So this is my guide for doing my recipe template. As you can see, I have traced the whole thing, and this is traced on the back of one of the inserts from a set of Fast to Fab pages because they're a little bit thicker and sturdier. So I like to use that because it just is around for the long haul. You can also use, show you some other things. You could use the insert from a pack of the lined papers. That's also a nice sturdy piece. So you just want something nice and sturdy to do this on. You want a mechanical pencil, and while we do it, while I show you how it works, I will explain why. But you really want a mechanical pencil, and you want it to have a good eraser or have an eraser with you. You really want a pack of these little $2 clippies. And here's a secret. You can't have too many of these when you're doing this. So they're only $2. If you're close to a promo and you just need a couple of dollars, just add some more on because having 8 is going to be great. And also because you probably will lose some along the way. You have to have microtip scissors. I would never have even tried this before I fell in love with microtip scissors. Oh, guys, I'm going to take this banner off of here real quick just so that it's not bugging me. Okay, we're going to come back here. Okay, so microtip scissors, they are contoured and they are wonderful, and you should definitely have them. You definitely need this little multi-purpose tool. It is used for so many things, but it's definitely used a lot in this. You have to have repositionable tape. And I also highly recommend your clear ruler and a trimmer. So let's just talk about it real quick. So for setup, which I'm not going to go over the whole setup, I already did mine ahead of time, so you did not have to sit here and painstakingly watch me, but I'm going to show you why you want to do the things that you do. So one thing that you want is you want to label it. Now, this one is very symmetrical, so if I hadn't labeled it, it wouldn't have really mattered. But a lot of them are not symmetrical. So if you just put top left and bottom right, that will help you later on whenever you go to do it. And then you want to take, remember, the sturdy sheet of paper or a piece of cardstock would work, but I just use the inserts from stuff. That's a great way to use that up. And then you want to pin it down. And again, I'm just going to give you the quick tips, and then I'm going to show you the how-tos, and hopefully this will help everybody with recipe templates. Okay, so now the reason that you want a mechanical pencil is, first of all, it will stay nice and sharp as you're working. So this is really great. This is what you use in drafting class and stuff like that. There's a reason for that. And you also want it to have an eraser because, look, if you look at mine, none of us are perfect. So sometimes there's a spot where you're gonna mess up a little bit, and then you can erase and make it better. Also, when you're dealing with these recipe templates, some of them have really thin lines, and when that happens, you're gonna want to get down here. You're gonna want to hold it with your fingers, hold it nice and tight, and just make sure this is the important part. So do it when you're just in the mood to sit and maybe watch Grey's Anatomy or something nice, and while you're doing it, you're just going to hold it steady and take your time and really outline every little piece because you're going to need that later. And then if you make it, here, I'll make a mistake on purpose. purpose. Right. See if I can, there we go. So if you're going and you go too fast and you make a mistake, you really want it to be a mechanical pencil, because then it's nice and easy to just go like this and, you know, oh, look, that was another mistake. Wasn't even on purpose. Woo! Okay, so that just demonstrated why you need to really hold it tight while you're doing it, because it can easily slide up. So I already did all of that with this one, and see, I labeled it top left, bottom right, just like that. So that's what you would do with the whole thing. And it will take you about a half an hour. You're just going to take your time and make it happen. Now I'm going to show you some of my other tricks as we go. As I'm making my pieces, I throw them onto here. Some people number them. I usually don't take the time to do that. It's just that as I make the pieces, I put them up here. This is a great thing to do with scraps. Templates are great for scraps. You never need to take a whole sheet of paper and do everything with it. If you look at this one, I build it right onto a Fast to Fab page, because that's what I do. I build everything on a Fast to Fab page, even whenever it's a recipe template. So, you know, you can use these for everything. It just has this little tiny bit of a border down there, so it was perfect. And then look at the pieces that you're going to cut out. So you don't have to see how this has all these little squares here. I'll hold it up so you can see it. I didn't want to do all the little squares because I wanted to put pictures in the middle there, and I didn't want to do a whole bunch of little pictures. So see, my pictures are not that way, so I didn't need to cut those little ones out, but I needed to cut these out. That is why it is great to have your clear ruler handy, because what I did was I measured here and I said, okay, I need it to be 2 1/8 inch. So I made myself 2 1/8 inch squares with my trimmer, which is a lot faster than tracing each of these squares and hand cutting it out. So anything that you can use a Creative Memories tool for, go ahead and use the tool. I did check this punch first because I thought, oh, if the square punch works, I'll use that. It was too small. This is 1 3/4 inches, and I needed 2 1/8. But thankfully, my handy dandy trimmer allowed me to make these squares. So now let's talk about what to do if there's not a tool. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to actually show you this leaf, but this is how I made these leaves, because there was not a tool that cut this, right? So this is where you're going to come to your scraps, and we're just going to pull it out of our nice little simple sleeve, and I am going to make it, I actually need to make it from these scraps, because I want it to match my other things. So I need this, and I need this, and I need this. And I'll show you the tool hack in a minute, but first I'm going to just show you, in case you don't have this beautiful leaf punch, what would you do? So you would come and, okay, I need to make this leaf right here. So I'm going to take my template and I am going to put it down on here, and you're going to want to flip it. So if it's not a symmetrical punch or not a symmetrical template, you would need to flip it around the other way. And again, you would want your mechanical pencil and you would want to hold it tight. And we would just come on the opposite side of what we're going to use. So this is not the color that I want up. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to trace my pieces. And I actually want these little pieces. I started to do the whole leaf, but that's going to be on black. Okay. So you're going to trace your little pieces that you're going to cut out on the back side. And those are the ones I want. And you're just going to come over with your microtip scissors. And because we did it on the back side, it's going to be able to cut, and I can cut right along that line and not have to worry about if it shows up. Because if I cut it, if I had traced it on the side of the paper that I'm going to use, then that's okay, but you're going to have the lines show up. And since I'm using pencil, I could erase it, but it's never going to erase quite as good as if I had actually flipped it. See? So now you can't see any of that, and we'll just keep it right there. And we'll cut out the other piece that we needed. here, and we're just gonna go around the edges. So this is a time-consuming part, but again, it's great if you're just sitting and chatting with a friend. Let's say you're at a crop and you want to just, relax with a glass of wine and chat with your friends. Then this is a really fun activity to do because, as some of my girls call it, scissor therapy, right? You just sit and have a little scissor therapy. And there you go. You're cutting out your little pieces. So that is how I made these. Now I'm going to show you what to do if you have a tool, and then I'll show you how to tape these things down. So let's just say that there's a tool that fits it. So sometimes it would be the custom cutting system. Sometimes the circles would fit perfectly. Sometimes the square punches or the punches will work. So if there is a tool that fits in there, you want to go for it. And Creative Memories was super smart because this had a lot of little pieces. And I'm sure that this would take 10 times, maybe even 20 times as long cutting all those little pieces out, because making these little corners took me quite a while. And I'm going to show you some hacks that are going to work once we punch these pieces out. So I need 3 leaves to go across here, but I need them to have all the different colors. So remember that you do not have to cut an entire border when you just need a leaf. I just need those pieces inside the leaf. I don't even need the whole leaf. So I can save this and cut it out and use it for something for later. But check this out. I just made one little punch. So that's one of them. And we're going to slide these up here so they stay in approximate order. It'll make our life a little bit easier when we go to tape them down. And then we're going to make the next color. If I had a smaller scrap, I would use it because really we just need that one little leaf. And we're going to push these up here so that they stay in approximate order. And I'll show you some other little hacks that will make it easier. They got a little bit out of order, but that's okay. Okay, and then I'm going to come. I didn't have quite enough room on it. And I'm going to cut one of these colors. Okay, so now we have all of our inside pieces, and I didn't have to sit. Look, this is this. Oops, let me get this picked up. This is the same piece as right here. See, these are the same. It's just that look how much more perfect that is. This one, it's almost the same. I trimmed it with my scissors, and it would still look pretty, but look how much faster that went. Okay. And then we need these outside pieces, these outside leaves. So I'm going to need 3 of those. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to punch them. I actually need a 4th one over there too, so I might as well punch them all. And now I'm going to show you how I got these onto here. So this can go off to the side, and I will harvest one of these leaves. I'm just going to come up. I'm going to kind of round it off. I didn't like the little bubbles in between, so I rounded it. I could have left them there if I wanted to. You can, it's your page. You can do it how you want. But then the way I determined exactly how, where I was going to put these down was I took my leaf template and I needed to know where it was going to fall on here. So I put it back down and I buckled it down. Call this our little seat belts here with my little clips on all the sides. And then I just took and I drew right outside of my leaf the little spot that it was going to go. And I did them all at the same time, and that just lined them all up. I didn't take the time to do all my seat belts, so that one's up a little further. Down like it was supposed to be. On the page. And then draw your line. Okay. So once it's there, then I just took my leaf and use my beautiful silicone mat. Use my repositionable tape. And now the outside of the leaf was drawn onto there. And that way I knew exactly where to place it so that they would line up. I can do that with the next one. And then everything lines up perfectly because I used the template and I drew right on there to show myself where to go. Ran out of tape. Good to have backups. Okay, so here's my line. You can see I put my line. I'll line it right up on there. And that is going to make my leaf line up. And then the last thing that you're going to do is you're going to put all of your little pieces in. So I just came and I just ran my tape right over them like this because put my last leaf down here too. But I ran my tape right over there because I can rub it off when I'm done. And I'm just not a patient sit and work on it forever kind of a person. So I just needed my tape to be on there, and I knew that I would be able to easily take it off after. And that way I'm not sitting there just trying to tape inside of each of these little things and get the tape in there. That's just not my personality. So down it goes. And now I'm going to take each of these little pieces, and I want yellow down here. So I'm going to take my yellow. Now don't laugh at me. I punched the wrong direction. Oh, no, I didn't. Okay. I'm just trying to put it in the wrong spot. Okay. So I put my yellow there. And then I'm going to take my other yellow. And it's going to go right here. And then I'm going to take my green. And if I would have been having trouble putting these in here, I could just go like this. See how it was showing just a little bit of the orange. And I can just slide it over a little bit. I'm going to take the bright yellow. And it's going to go here. And this just goes so much faster with an actual tool. Now, if I hadn't had the tool, I would have just trimmed around each one, and it would have taken me a lot longer. But it would still work, and it's the same exact method. But that's how you do templates. I mean, they're not rocket science, but they do take time. And see, I can just rub that off. So it's just a time saver for me because I would get impatient trying to put that tape in there. If I had to cut these out, each little leaf out, then these holes would not have been here. So I would have had to tape this down on top of it. But since we have this beautiful punch, I highly recommend you use it. It is amazing. And hopefully Creative Memories will continue to come out with more punches that line up exactly with the templates because it makes them a lot faster. I hope that you got a few tips from that, and I hope you give your template a try. They're a lot of fun. Just remember to be patient and remember to plan out some time to chat with a girlfriend or watch a TV show while you do it. Have a great day.